Hello there. The anniversary stream left us with a couple of teasers for the upcoming future of Dead by Daylight, especially when it comes to gameplay mechanics. But as of the Resident Evil chapter, two of these features have already made it into the game. That being temporary items and the player versus environment mechanics introduced by zombies. But for now, let's talk temporary items. I've decided to talk about this because although Dead by Daylight just got the Resident Evil chapter, a big content update, eventually those will have to stop. New killers will cease to be introduced and there will be no more survivors added. But don't see it so grim. What if I told you this is because eventually chapters will have to be replaced by gameplay updates, content releases, or mechanic introductions, maybe even brand new items. Think about this. So today I want to talk about temporary items because I believe they have big implications for the future of Dead by Daylight, at least when it comes to items. Now, if the devs feel creative, they can take these in unique directions that I feel will add layers of variety to common gameplay. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's step back and explain for those of you who are confused what temporary items are. As of the latest update, the Resident Evil chapter, a brand new type of item was added into the game. Temporary items. These are items that are only found within certain matches or are created when certain conditions are met. They cannot be taken out of the matches they are created in, and they cannot be modified with add-ons. Other than these reasons, they function just like regular items. For the time being, we only have two temporary items, Lyons Flashbang and the Tvirus Vaccine. Lyons Flashbang is more versatile in the sense that you can use it within any match where you have that perk, but the Tvirus Vaccine is an excellent example of a unique item that fills a unique purpose. Both are worth exploring. Let's start off with Lyons Flashbang. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but it's a pretty big deal, and here's why. This is the first item in Dead by Daylight history that you cannot find within chests that is crafted mid-match and you do not bring in via the Blood Web. The Flashbang was designed with Lyon's character and theme in mind, so what if we took that very same line of thinking and applied it to different characters to create a variety of unique items that aid playstyles in different ways? Think of it like this. The same way Behaviour has been revisiting killer add-ons, balancing them, and adding playstyle changes, why not do something slightly similar for survivors? Hear me out. What if we take characters we already have and give them perks similar to Lyons Flashbang that let them create unique temporary items that help different playstyles in different ways? Before it sounds too wild though, let me give an example. Imagine Behaviour adds a new Claudette teachable called Herbal Remedy, which activates after fully healing one other survivor. You can then craft a temporary item that you can apply to any injured survivor, which will slightly boost their healing speed until they are fully healed. Like an one-use anti-sloppy butcher, for example. And this is just one example based on healing. Imagine if there were other items for other characters that aided other playstyles, like one for stealthing, or one for escaping chases, or maybe even one that you could apply to other characters for other kinds of buffs. The potential is there, and although it's easy for temporary items to be overshadowed by regular items like medkits and flashlights, there is space for growth. Now that we've talked about how temporary items can help survivors, let's see how they can benefit killers. And I know what you might be thinking. Loyal, killers can't use items, and you're not wrong, but we can take a look at the Tvirus Vaccine and how it benefits Nemesis's playstyle. The Tvirus Vaccine is the second temporary item added so far to Dead by Daylight. It only spawns in matches where Nemesis is the killer and in very few quantities. Its purpose is for survivors to be able to vaccinate themselves and protect themselves against another hit of Nemesis's power once they were infected. However, you can consider this vaccine helps Nemesis in the sense that whenever a survivor wants to cure themselves, they have to go out of their way to unlock a chest, apply the vaccine to themselves, and once they do, their location is briefly revealed to the killer via a heartbeat. Let's make an example of Doctor, one of the more annoying killers in the game. Now, this is just to get your imagination flowing, don't take it to heart. So, the Doctor's static, blast, and shock therapy are dangerous in the sense that they put you into madness and they can cancel some of your actions, especially while looping. Imagine if, like Nemesis, there were objects that spawned around the map that you had to take the time and go collect, but they could save you from a few shocks. Let's give an example. Let's say you could find some grounding rods. When you hold this temporary item in your hand, they absorb up to 3 static shocks, or a maximum of 2 static blasts. If you hold them until their maximum use, they break and you get all the madness they stored up within them. While speculating, a lot of ideas are gonna sound really out there. Some will probably have even sounded terrible. Here, you can just take the time and criticize anything of what I've said. But the real point is for people to realize that just because Dead by Daylight is at the top of its class, doesn't mean it still doesn't have room to grow. There are so many things the devs can do with the game, they've just gotta be creative and brave enough to embrace them. And hopefully the community can be understanding enough that the devs really do want to help the game out. They do want to make things enjoyable for us. It's just gonna take them some time. For now, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much to all of those who tuned in and listened to all my ideas. Tell me in the comments, did I speak hot garbage or did I say some things that you actually do agree with? I'll try to make more things like this in the future because I find it enjoyable, and not only that, I really do want to spark discussions in the community because I feel like the game has a lot of room for growth. We just need to actually be patient and have the disposition to try and help it grow. But nonetheless, my name is Zoniel. If you like this, please feel free to check out any of my other content. Leave a comment and tell me just how terrible I am or just how many ideas you have for the future. I'd love to know. Nonetheless, subscribe if you want to see more things like this, and I really do hope to see you in the future. I also stream on Twitch, so feel free and check me out. Follow me over there if you so like. And if not, anyways, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you next time.